ಇದನ್ನ ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರದ ಒಂದು ಅಕ್ರೆಡಿಟೇಷನ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಲ್ಯಾಬ್ ಅಟಾಮಿಕ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಟರಿ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಅವರು ಇದನ್ನ ನಮ್ಮ ಇಂಡಿಯಾಗೆ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಲ್ಯಾಬ್ ಮತ್ತು ನಾವು ಈಗ ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಅಟಾಮಿಕ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಏಜೆನ್ಸಿ ವಿಯನ್ನ ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಸಹ ನಾವು ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಈಗ ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅವರಿಂದ ನಮಗೆ ಬಂದರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಇನ್ನೂ ಒಂದು ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಈಗಲೇ ನಮಗೆ ಸ್ಯಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಂಟ್ರೀಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡೈಸೇಷನ್ ಲೋಯೆಸ್ಟ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ರೇಡಿಯೇಷನ್ ನಮಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಆಮಿತಿನಲ್ಲಿ BRC ಅವರು ಸಹ ಅವರು ಹೇಳೋ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಇದು ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇದಾಗಿದೆ
MAHASWAMIJI and His Holiness Shri Untitled Swamiji, and we are really grateful to His Holiness for blessing us and coming to our lab to bless us. This laboratory was existing in a very small way when before 2014, and we are into the radiation physics research, and we are closely involved in collaboration research with the Baba Atomic Research Center, Indira Gandhi Center for Atomic Research, and various other nuclear programs, nuclear sciences, Baba Atomic Research Center, and Nuclear Power Corporation of India. The highlights of this center is this is the most advanced laboratory in the country for radiation physics research, and this laboratory is accredited by Atomic Energy Regulatory Board, wherein we now extend the services to the other private companies also. We are the only laboratory in the university system to have this accreditation for testing the radioactive laboratories in the world. For example, the Lund University in Sweden, which is one of the top 100 universities for the last 100 years.
For radiation physics.
We have signed MOU with them. Now another MOU is being signed with the National Institute of Radiological Science, which is considered as one of the premier laboratories in the world for radiation physics studies. So we are signing MOU with them also. And we have users from different parts of the country, about 30 universities and institutions, Even the scientists from Bhava Atomic Research Center come here and do the experiment in our facilities. And this is the only laboratory which has the capability to measure radionuclides of interest in the entire nuclear fuel cycle. When we talk about nuclear fuel cycle, it is the front end and the reactor and the back end. Front end are the uranium mining stations, mining activities, and in the power plants, the fuel fabrication and combustion of the fuel, and in the back end is the reprocessing of the fuels. So we have the facility for measuring radionuclides of interest in the entire fuel cycle. So we have completed some of the major projects funded by the atomic energy, and we have state-of-the-art laboratories in our premises. One is liquid circulation laboratory, carbon-14 and tritium measurement laboratory, and alpha spectrometry laboratory, gamma spectrometry laboratory, and we have a radon laboratory which is the unique in the world, in fact. And we have scientists coming from Asian countries, particularly from Japan, to carry the detectors, radiation detector which they fabricate there, bring it to us and to test the performance. And we also have a sample processing laboratory. Basically, the ongoing research programs are
next to
yeah. Next slide. These are the collaborations. Yeah. So what
is the environmental samples?
Yeah. What we do in is particularly our activities are focused on around the nuclear power plants to estimate what is the release of radioactivity from the nuclear power plant. If there is any release, what is the impact going to be on the surrounding environment? This is our activity. And in the mining, uranium mining stations, how the mining is going to affect the environment. What is the apprehension? We try to address them to convince the general public. So we collect the samples around the environment. We do the in situ monitoring. Next slide, please. This is one of the prime area where we are working. This is the Kaiga, which is about 300 kilometers from here. There is a nuclear power plant. We are doing studies here for the last 20 years. So next slide. So this is the Kaiga power plant. Our students are there on daily basis. They do the in situ measuring. They do the measurement from the stack release, how much is in one single site. Now they are putting up another 5 reactors in that slide. And we are doing the impact assessments for them also. Next slide, please. Next, we are studying the radioactivity in the entire food chain of the environment. Be it in whatever, any pathway you name, we study that environment and we assess what is the impact. That is one aspect. Next slide. These are some of the samples we collect from the plant. Next slide.
How do you manage the residue?
That is a different part, sir. We are not touching upon the residue part. That is taken up the atomic energy. But what they do is they reprocess it and bring it into a glass form, silica form, and then which is no, they don't dispose it. They bury it underground concrete structures which are capable of withstanding very huge magnitude of earthquake also, and also they do not lead into leaching. So we study all the food pathway, cow milk pathway, cow pathway, all milk pathway, everything, grass pathway, paddy pathway. Next slide. Next slide. Next slide. Next slide. These are some of the monitors which you are keeping in around the nuclear power plant for the 365 days of the year. They are round the clock. They are there monitoring and sending us data right to our laboratory, and then when we do the complete monitoring throughout the year. Next slide. These are some of the other areas where we are doing the studies. One is go facility to other national laboratories, international laboratories, universities, and we extend the facility to other students from other colleges also. MSc students from other colleges, they come here, do the MSc projects, and they go on. Here extend support to. So we extend support to all these type of institutions. We have right now about 15 MSc projects working in these various aspects. And this is, of course, not only we are involved in the monitoring aspect, Your Holiness, we are also involved in some of the strategic researches. One of them, to tell you about, recently after our VC took over, we transferred we developed a technology for boron mitigation, and we transferred the technology to the Bhava Atomic Research Center, and this prototype system is working there for the last 4 years very successfully. This has a very high strategic applications both in the front end and the back end of the fuel cycle, which of course is considered as a very classified this thing. So we are involved into the real R&D part of that nuclear program. These are some of the this is our building, and this is the team working presently in this center, and we will now take you to our laboratory space.
Just a quick directive on the DST secretary.
So we have our moral understanding with Bach, particular for SSA, with respect to the agricultural.
We bring the sample from the field and then we process it and put it on the detector. When we put it on the detector, that for example, this the sample has got gamma activity in it. Each gamma active has its own signature. So they will give us the signature in the form of peaks. Knowing the peak area and height, you can calculate how much is the radioactivity present in the sample. So we have four such detectors. Maybe one of the only laboratory.
Higher the peak, maximum is the
higher is the peak, higher is the concentration, or higher is the radioactivity. Monoxide sample, monoxide sample.
It's a mineral.
It's a naturally occurring
lot
sand
of thorium
along the beaches of Kerala.
But India has not developed a perfect technology to extract uranium and thorium sand.
So we have
Earlier this was exported many French companies like this one. DuPont. They were buying from us the sand and others later they realized because of the presence of uranium and thorium in the price.
So they
Later extraction. Later you stop. So even this which are very expensive. And trace metals. So these are radioactive.
Yeah, they are,
But I'm
naturally
talking
occurring.
about the other trace elements and rare earth elements. So we call them foreign elements. So we have plenty of. This is the only
natural
where
different detectors. But in total, we have 4 gamma spectrometers. We are the only university in the country to have such tests. Yes.
how the
She is the one who discovered radioactivity, and particularly radium polonium.
And also you can tell the story. Swamiji ಗೊತ್ತಿರುತ್ತದೆ.
And this is a unique instrument called ultra low level quantulous lipid specific separation processes are there, carbon 14 and ketone separations. And then we load it to the sampler. It's a complete automatic system. It takes a sample one by one, counts the activity, and at
What
the
is that extraction, separation is between the extraction.
Separate.
Extraction
is
So in the first floor,
protein extraction, protein extraction.
the first floor we have the first floor we have some systems where we separate from the sample. We separate the carbon 14 and tritium. Once we do the separation, we bring it here and load the detector, which analyzes and gives us the beta activity, carbon 14 and tritium activity. It's a complete automated system. It's a gaseous form. It's a radioactive gas produced from the decay of radium, which is present in the soil. So it's present everywhere. But there are some places where it is higher. For example, in India, it's not an issue because all the houses are well ventilated. We have to get the permission from the corporation to occupy the house, and the corporation has to certify for the radon level. Yeah. So like that, so we have in India, we have a radon monitoring program. We have in India extensive radon monitoring program, and we have collaboration with other countries also. For example, Japan, which I mentioned to you earlier. So this is the chamber wherein we can simulate the situation of a house. We can simulate the situation of a temperature, humidity, or wind circulation, and or any aerosol concentrations. That we can simulate, and by simulating that situation, we expose the detectors inside the chamber, and then we find out how the response of the detector is. So, for example, Japanese send us the detector to test the response of their detector. The detector is developed by them to test the performance in this chamber.
What is its impact on the human health?
Radon, if it is very high concentration, it can lead to cancer.
What the
It's again the radioactive
Permissible limit. There is, for example, radioactive radon. There is nothing called permission level, but reference level is mentioned. For example, action level. In European houses, if the concentration goes below, above 300 becquerel per meter cube of air, then some in Europe, yeah, there's a becquerel per meter cube of radon. 300 and above, if it is there, they have to report it as an action level. Then they have to go for some mitigation. But in India, it hardly goes below above 20 becquerel, because our system is such that our houses are so ventilated that buildup of radon doesn't happen.
So better not to have air conditioner.
Yeah. But even in the air condition also, if there is a recirculation system is available, then there is no issue. Then we generate
We have created such an atmosphere inside.
right now.
Humidity, particularly whatever we require to maintain temperature and concentration. Then we monitor the concentration inside with this kind of detectors. Then we expose the detectors which needs to be calibrated or
That is a very high
inside.
Right now it is, you can see here, it is 343 becquerel per meter cube.
No, now she is doing some study on stability of progeny concentration inside a chamber. R&D, now there is no calibration exercise going on. Pure R&D studies she is doing. That's why she has kept the concentration on the higher level, so that measurement is easy for us. So our accuracy is much better. So here we have acceleration from 10 degree to 60 degree, 50 degree. Humidity from 35% to up to 95% they go. And then on that various design the conditions they monitor. There is a possibility that they may be released from the reactor in case of some emergency situations. If they are released, we need to measure how much is the release and what is the increase of the release, what is the increase in the environment because of the release. So they have a system called pyrolyzer.
Actually, after tsunami effect in Japan,
certain
nuclear reactors were in danger. What is the impact after that?
Particularly, after the Fukushima, we took up a very detailed study on emergency situations in Indian reactors also. For example, if such a situation arises in India, what would be the impact on the environment?
I heard that even today, for several miles,
that radioactive cloud has gone to many parts of the world. And of course, in India, at that time also, we have measured, now also we are measuring, there is no, we have not measured any impact.
As far as the impact on the events of the Japanese concerned, has it been harming them?
No, it is more than the radioactivity, it is psychological impact. The people, what has happened after the tsunami or the Fukushima, the administration just advanced research in environmental radioactivity.
Environmental radio. We call it a brief, short is radio ecology lab.
That's for advanced research.
Are published in international journals with very high index and also in top journals in the world like
May I request everyone to be seated. That's it, ladies and gentlemen, that wonderful crescendo, full of energy and vigor, full of gusto and enthusiasm, marks a striking beginning for this inauguration of campus infrastructure and felicitation to Professor K. Bhairappa program this evening. We do appreciate you being here. We start off with a very resounding anthem. Friends who have been here earlier would know that this is a new version of the anthem which Professor Bhairappa put into place. This anthem was composed and put up by the old students of Mangalore University. We have with us Dr. Amrita Someshwar, who of course composed the lyrics. But to put music to that, we had our eminent alumni, including Mr. Guru Kiran, who put the music together. We shall all listen to that university anthem, which is very modern and very
तेरे सुप्त कण्ण विद्ये पठन गुरु बुद्धि वचन इदु विद्यादान ताण पडेदागलेनि सिहि शिक्षण नम अंधकार दमन मंगलूरु विश्वविद्यालय नमः ಬೆಳಕು ಬೆಳಗುವುದೇ ಬದುಕು
ವಾಕ್ಯವನ್ನ ಅರ್ಥಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ಬಳಸಿಕೊಂಡ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾನಿಲಯದ ಗೀತೆಯನ್ನು ನಾವೀಗ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಇದು ಕುಲಪತಿಗಳಾಗಿ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಕೆ ಭೈರಪ್ಪ ಅವರು ಬಂದ ಮೇಲೆ ಸಾಕಾರಗೊಂಡಿರುವ ಗೀತೆ ಎನ್ನುವುದನ್ನು ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಪ್ರೀತಿಯಿಂದ ಗೌರವದಿಂದ ನೆನಪಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾನಿಲಯದ ಭೌತಿಕ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿಯ ರೂಪಕಗಳಾಗಿರುವ ಹಲವು ಕಟ್ಟಡ ಸಮುಚ್ಚಯಗಳ ಉದ್ಘಾಟನೆ ಮತ್ತು ಸನ್ಮಾನ್ಯ ಕುಲಪತಿಗಳಾಗಿರುವ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಕೆ ಭೈರಪ್ಪ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಅಭಿವಂದನೆ ಸಮರ್ಪಿಸುವ ಈ ಸಮಾರಂಭಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಮಿಸಿರುವ ಪೂಜ್ಯ ಶ್ರೀಪಾದಂಗಳವರು ಹಾಗೂ ಗಣ್ಯಾತಿಗಣ್ಯ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳು ಈ ಸಮಾರಂಭಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಮಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಗೌರವದಿಂದ ಬರಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳುವುದಕ್ಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಪ್ರಾಸ್ತಾವಿಕವಾದ ಕೆಲವು ಮಾತುಗಳೊಂದಿಗೆ ಕುಲಸಚಿವರಾದ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ BS ನಾಗೇಂದ್ರ ಪ್ರಕಾಶ್ ಅವರು.
ಇಂದಿನ ದಿನವೇ ಶುಭ ದಿನ, ಇಂದಿನ ಗಳಿಗೆಯೇ ಶುಭ ಗಳಿಗೆ. ಗುರುಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಗುರುರ್ವಿಷ್ಣು ಗುರುದೇವೋ ಮಹೇಶ್ವರ ಗುರು ಸಾಕ್ಷಾತ್ ಪರಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ತಸ್ಮೈ ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರುವೇ ನಮಃ. ಪರಮ ಪೂಜ್ಯ ಆದಿಚುಂಚನಗಿರಿ ಮಹಾಸಂಸ್ಥಾನದ ಪೀಠಾಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಾದ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಶ್ರೀ ಶ್ರೀ ನಿರ್ಮಲಾನಂದ ಮಹಾಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿಗಳ ಪಾದಾರವಿಂದಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ತಮಗೆ ಮಂಗಳೂರು ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾನಿಲಯದ ವತಿಯಿಂದ ಹಾಗೂ ಗೌರವಾನ್ವಿತ ಕುಲಪತಿಗಳಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಭೈರಪ್ಪನವರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಹಾಗೂ ನನ್ನ ವೈಯಕ್ತಿಕ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಪರಮ ಪೂಜ್ಯ ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಆದರದ ಸ್ವಾಗತ ಸುಸ್ವಾಗತ. ನನಗೆ ಬಹಳ 2.5 ವರ್ಷದ ದಶಕಗಳ ನಿಕಟ ಸಂಪರ್ಕವಿರುವ ಹಾಗೂ ಇಂದು ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದೆ ಈ ಸ್ಥಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಂತು ಒಂದು ಅವಕಾಶವಿದ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಇನ್ನೋರ್ವ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ನನ್ನ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಹತ್ತರ ಪಾತ್ರ ವಹಿಸಿರುವವರು, ಅವರು ಮತ್ಯಾರೂ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ NR ಶೆಟ್ಟಿ ಅವರು. ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯದ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಗೌರವಾನ್ವಿತ ಕುಲಪತಿಗಳ ಪರವಾಗಿ, ನನ್ನ ವೈಯಕ್ತಿಕ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಹಾಗೂ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ NR ಶೆಟ್ಟರಿಗೆ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾದ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಬಯಸುತ್ತೇವೆ. ಮತ್ತೋರ್ವರು ನಮ್ಮವರೇ ಆದ ಖಟೇರ ಸುರೇಶ್ ಅವರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯದ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಗೌರವಾನ್ವಿತ ಕುಲಪತಿಗಳ ಪರವಾಗಿ, ವೈಯಕ್ತಿಕವಾಗಿ ನನ್ನ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಹಾಗೂ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಬಯಸುತ್ತೇವೆ. ಇನ್ನೋರ್ವ ಗೌರವಾನ್ವಿತ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ, ಇಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಯಾಗಿರುವವರು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಮೋಹನ್ ಆಳ್ವಾರ್ ಅವರು. ಅವರಿಗೂ ಸಹ ನಮ್ಮ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯದ ಪರವಾಗಿ, ಕುಲಪತಿಗಳ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಹಾಗೂ ನನ್ನ ವೈಯಕ್ತಿಕ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾದ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಬಯಸುತ್ತೇವೆ. ಕ್ಷಮೆ ಇರಲಿ ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿ, ಶಾಖಾ ಮಠದ ಧರ್ಮಪಾಲನಾಥ ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿಗಳ ಪಾದಾರವಿಂದಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ತಮಗೂ ಸಹ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯದ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಗೌರವಾನ್ವಿತ ಕುಲಪತಿಗಳ ಪರವಾಗಿ, ನನ್ನ ವೈಯಕ್ತಿಕ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಹಾಗೂ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾದ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಬಯಸುತ್ತೇನೆ. ಸಹೋದ್ಯೋಗಿಯಾದ ಕುಲಸಚಿವರು ಪರೀಕ್ಷಾಂಗ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಎಂ ಖಾನ್ ರವರು, ಮುಂದೆ ನೆರೆದಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಿಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಸದಸ್ಯರು, ಹಾಲಿ ಸಿಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಸದಸ್ಯರು, ಗೌರವಾನ್ವಿತ ಎಲ್ಲ ವಿವಿಧ ಮುಖ್ಯಸ್ಥರು, ನನ್ನ ಸಹೋದ್ಯೋಗಿಗಳು, ಗೌರವಾನ್ವಿತ ಆಹ್ವಾನಿತರು, ಶಿಷ್ಯವೃಂದದ ಎಲ್ಲ ನನ್ನ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರು, ಭಗಿನಿಯರೇ ಭಗಿನರೇ ಹಾಗೂ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮದ ಮಿತ್ರರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾನಿಲಯದ ಪರವಾಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾದ ಈ ಒಂದು ಶುಭ ಸಂಜೆಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಆದರದ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ನಾನು ಬಯಸುತ್ತೇನೆ. ಕಿರುಪರಿಚಯ. ಪರಮಪೂಜ್ಯ ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿಗಳು ವಿಭಿನ್ನರು. ಕಾರಣ, ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿಗಳು ಅವರು ನಾನು ಒಬ್ಬ ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿಯವರ ಸಂಪರ್ಕವನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿದ್ದೆ, ಶಿವಾಚಾರ್ಯ ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿಗಳು. ಅವರನ್ನು ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿ ಎಂದೇ ಗುರುತಿಸಲ್ಪಡುತ್ತಿದ್ದರು. ಇವರು ಪೂರ್ಣ ಒಬ್ಬರ ತಾಂತ್ರಿಕ ತಜ್ಞರು. ಇವರು ಟೆಕ್ನೋಕ್ರಾಟ್. He is a structural engineer and he is a doctorate in structural engineering. ಅವರ ಅಭಯ ಹಸ್ತದಿಂದ ಇಂದು ಲೆಕ್ಚರ್ ಹಾಲ್ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್ ಹಾಗೂ ರಾಜಋಷಿ ಶ್ರೀ ಡಿ ವೀರೇಂದ್ರ ಹೆಗ್ಗಡೆ ಸೆಮಿನಾರ್ ಹಾಲ್ ಹಾಗೂ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಎನ್ ವಿಶ್ವನಾಥಯ್ಯ ಸೆಮಿನಾರ್ ಹಾಲ್, ಕ್ಯಾಂಪಸ್ ವೈಡ್ ಸೋಲರೈಸೇಷನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರೂಫ್ ಟಾಪ್ ಸೋಲರೈಸೇಷನ್, ಈ 4 ಪ್ರಕರಣಗಳನ್ನು ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿಯವರ ಹಸ್ತದಿಂದ ಉದ್ಘಾಟನೆ ಪಡಲಾಗುವುದು. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ NR ಶೆಟ್ಟರ್ ಅವರ ಹಸ್ತದಿಂದ ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿಯವರ ಸನ್ಮುಖದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಹಾಸ್ಟೆಲ್, ಅನಿಮಲ್ ಹೌಸ್, ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಮೋಹನ್ ಆಳ್ವ ಆಡಿಟೋರಿಯಂ ಅವರು ಉದ್ಘಾಟನೆಗೊಳ್ಳುವುದು. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಕಠೇರ ಸುರೇಶ್ ಅವರ ಹಸ್ತಗಳಿಂದ ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಲ್ಯಾಬೊರೇಟರಿ, ಇನ್ಕ್ಯುಬೇಷನ್ ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಹಾಗೂ ಕ್ಯಾಂಪಸ್ ವೈಡ್ ಸರ್ವೆಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್, ಈ ಸಂಪರ್ಕಗಳು ಅವರಿಂದ ಉದ್ಘಾಟನೆಗೊಳ್ಳಲಾಗಿದೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಫ್ಲೋರ್ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪರ್ಪಸ್ ಹಾಲ್, ನ್ಯೂ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಲೇಡೀಸ್ ಹಾಸ್ಟೆಲ್, ಔಟ್ಡೋರ್ ಸ್ಟೇಡಿಯಂ ಹಾಗೂ ವಾಟರ್ ಪ್ಯೂರಿಫಿಕೇಷನ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್, ಅದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಮೋಹನ್ ಆಳ್ವ ಅವರ ಹಸ್ತದಿಂದ ಉದ್ಘಾಟನೆಗೊಳ್ಳಲಾಗುವುದು. ನಮ್ಮ ನೆಚ್ಚಿನ, ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರೀತಿಯ, ನಮ್ಮ ನಡೆಗೆ ಮುಂಚೂಣಿಯಲ್ಲಿದ್ದು ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸೌಕರ್ಯಗಳನ್ನು ಕಾರ್ಯಕಲ್ಪಕ್ಕೆ ತಂದಿರುವ ಇಂದಿನ ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಬಿಂದು ಆಗಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ನಮ್ಮ ನೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಗೌರವಾನ್ವಿತ ಕುಲಪತಿಗಳಾದ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಕೆ ಭೈರಪ್ಪ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಪೂಜ್ಯರ ಆಶೀರ್ವಾದಗಳೊಂದಿಗೆ ಹಾಗೂ ನೆರೆದಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗೌರವಾನ್ವಿತರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ನನ್ನ ವೈಯಕ್ತಿಕ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಹಾಗೂ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಇಂದಿನ ಸಂಜೆಗೆ ನಾನು ಅವರನ್ನು ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾಗಿ ಬರಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಅವರಿಂದ ಸಹ ಹೆರಿಟೇಜ್ ಇತಿಹಾಸದ ಭವನವಾದ ರವೀಂದ್ರ ಕಲಾಭವನ ಪಾರಂಪರಿಕ ಭವನವನ್ನು ಅವರ ಅಭಯ ಹಸ್ತದಿಂದ ಉದ್ಘಾಟನೆಗೊಳ್ಳಲಾಗುವುದು. ಇದರೊಂದಿಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನೆರೆದಿರುವವರಿಗೆ ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಆಸೀನರಾಗಿದ್ದ ಗಣ್ಯರು ಹಾಗೂ ಮುಂದೆ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನನ್ನ ವೈಯಕ್ತಿಕವಾಗಿ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾದ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಬಯಸುತ್ತೇನೆ. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
Now formalize that welcome, that very warm welcome presented by our Honorable Registrar with a floral welcome. May I request our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor K. Bhairappa, to honor our guests of honor. Firstly, POOJYA Shri 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 Dr. NIRMALANANDANATHA MAHASWAMIJI, His Holiness the Pontiff of ADICHUNCHANAGIRI MUTT. May I request our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor K. Bhairappa, to felicitate and honor POOJYA MAHASWAMIJI. And may I request POOJYA MAHASWAMIJI to accept this honor from all of us here, represented by our Vice Chancellor, Professor K. Bhairappa. It is indeed a sacred moment that sanctifies the entire program. Our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor K. Bhairappa, will now honor and felicitate POOJYA Shri Shri Dharmapalanatha Swamiji, His Holiness the Swamiji of the Mangalore Matta of the ADICHUNCHANAGIRI MUTT. May I request Shri Shri Dharmapalanatha Swamiji to kindly accept this felicitation from our Vice Chancellor and from all of us here at Mangalore University. With us, Chancellor of the Central University of Karnataka, former Vice Chancellor of Bangalore University, and Chairman of the very important committee of the Government of Karnataka, the Karnataka Universities Review Commission. I request our Honorable Vice Chancellor to present a floral welcome to Professor N.R. Shetty. May I request you, sir, to kindly accept these beautiful flowers as a token of our love and affection. Professor Katera Suresh is our guest of honor, Honorary Professor, Center for Nano and Soft Matter Sciences, Bengaluru. Our Honorable Vice Chancellor will present vibrant flowers to Professor Katera Suresh. Dr. M. Mohan Alva, Chairman of Alva's Education Foundation, Mudbidri, a well-known name in India. Professor Bhairappa will now present vibrant flowers to Dr. M. Mohan Alva. May I request our Registrar, Professor P.S. Nagendra Prakash, to offer flowers to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor K. Bhairappa. Thank you, sir, for accepting these flowers at this very special ceremony that we are all here for today. May I request Professor Kishore Kumar to present flowers to our Registrar, Professor B.S. Nagendra Prakash, and to our Registrar Evaluation, Professor A.M. Khan. We are done with the welcome. I'm sure everyone is feeling at home. It is now time to extend that warmth to light the lamp. Professor A.M. Khan, Registrar Evaluation, thank you for being here. Played such an important role in putting all this together. Ladies and gentlemen, the warmth of the welcome now extends to the lighting of the lamp. It's now time for all of us to look forward to the lighting of the lamp that sanctifies this very important occasion of the inauguration of campus infrastructure. May I request Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor K. Bhairappa, our Registrar Professor B.S. Nagendra Prakash, and our Registrar Evaluation Professor M. K. to lead our guests of honor to join Mahaswamiji and Swamiji in this act of the lighting of the lamp. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Knowledge is light. And all the 14 items of infrastructure today perpetuate this motto of Mangalore University. Knowledge is light. The light that rebels against darkness. Light that springs forth from the heart of goodness. The light that makes a statement against the rawness of barbarism. The light that symbolizes vibrancy. The light that embodies hope and aspirations. The lighting of the lamp on this very important occasion. May I request all our guests now to move to the front of the dais for the inaugural of the campus infrastructure. May I request our officers to kindly guide them below the dais to the left side of the dais as you face the audience, where we will inaugurate the campus infrastructure and facilities this evening. There are 14 items, ladies and gentlemen, and we are indeed blessed to have POOJYA Sri Dr. NIRMALANANDANATHA Mahaswamiji here with us this evening. Sir, Shvanataya Seminar Hall and the solarization and rooftop solar systems at Mangalore University. Ladies and gentlemen, it has 3 floors, a ground floor, a first floor, and a second floor. And the facilities provided include projectors, and it is well equipped with every kind of facility. Each has a seminar hall of 250 capacity, and there are 23 ladies and gents toilets as well in this lecture complex. We also have the Rajashri Dr. Virendra Hegde Seminar Hall. This is the fulfillment of a promise that our Honorable Vice Chancellor now brings into application and implementation. All of us know and revere Rajashri Dr. Virendra Hegde, the POOJYA Pontiff of the Dharmasthala Kshetra, who has done enormous work in rural development, in the amelioration of the poor and the marginalized, and it is that sentiment that now reigns supreme here. So these facilities are inaugurated here. We now request Professor N.R. Shetty to inaugurate the International Hostel, the Animal House, and the Dr. M. Mohan Alva Auditorium. The International Hostel itself is at an estimated cost, the initial structures at an estimated cost of 33 crores, and there are 2 rooms in each floor for physically challenged people, family rooms including all facilities, servant rooms as well, and all the floors have air-conditioned rooms and high-quality bathroom facilities, and cooking rooms in all the floors exist. Total of 115 rooms and 6 family rooms. This is the International Hostel. Our guest of honor, Professor Katera Suresh, will now inaugurate the Internet of Things Laboratory, the Incubation Center, and the campus-wide surveillance system. All these again are very important constructions for the university, and they bring to the fore the commitment of the university for top-class quality education. And all these facilities, the Internet of Things Laboratory, is indeed world-class. Dr. M. Mohan Alva, our guest of honor, will inaugurate the multipurpose hall in the first floor of the ladies' hostel, the hostel for women, the outdoor stadium as well, very befitting because of Dr. Mohan Alva's commitment to sports, and the water purifying unit as well. And finally, we have our Honorable Vice Chancellor inaugurating the Ravindra Kala Bhavana, the renovated heritage building of Mangalore University in the University College. So these, ladies and gentlemen, are the 14 facilities inaugurated. The International Hostel the lecture complex, the Animal House, the Rajarshi Dr. D. Virendra Hegde Seminar Hall, the Professor M. N. Vishwanathaya Seminar Hall, Dr. M. Mohan Alva Auditorium, the restored Ravindra Kala Bhavana Heritage Building, the campus-wide solarization and rooftop solar system, the campus-wide surveillance system, the outdoor stadium, the water purification unit, the Internet of Things laboratory, the incubation center, and the second floor and multi-purpose hall of the new block of the Ladies Hostel, and the Ravindra Kala Bhavana, the renovated heritage building of Mangalore University in Mangalore. One more feather in Professor Bhairappa's cap, which renders into commitment the position of Mangalore University insofar as the preservation of culture is concerned. Earlier we had the Professor M. N. Vishwanathaya Seminar Hall as well, one of the finest scientists this country has produced, specializing in experimental mineralogy, worked on these areas to wide international acclaim, and certainly somebody whom all of us can look forward to as a part of the systems of geology and marine geology for which this university is well known throughout the country. Ladies and gentlemen, as we have finished the formal conclusion of the formal inauguration of the 14 different facilities and items of infrastructure, truly a mammoth effort, here on the 2nd of June 2018, it is now time for us to listen to Professor N.R. Shetty, who will give us the inaugural address to commemorate these 14 items of infrastructure and facilities today. Professor.
Dr. NIRMALANANDANATHA MAHASWAMIJI of ADICHUNCHANAGIRI MUTT, one of the great mythological and historical learning centers of this nation. His divine presence on this occasion has enthused all of us. I am certain that his kind blessings would enhance our positive energy to achieve academic excellence further. Professor K. Bhairappa, Vice Chancellor of the Mangalore University, Professor Kattare Suresh, Honorary Professor, Center for Nano and Soft Matter Sciences, Bangalore, Dr. M. Mohan Alva, Chairman Alva's Education Foundation, Mudapidre, Sri Prasanna Kumar Rai, former syndicate member, Mangalore University, Professor B.S. Nagendra Prakash, Registrar, Mangalore University, members of the Felicitation Committee, members of the faculty, and Swamiji of the Mangalore MUTT, and my dear students. I feel very fortunate to be present on this occasion as Professor K. Bhairappa, who is completing his most successful venture as Vice Chancellor at Mangalore University, being facilitated today with everybody's affection. This is the time to express our gratitude to Professor K. Bhairappa, who is responsible for the metamorphosis of the campus, both in terms of great infrastructure as well as academic excellence. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna minces no matter when he says, man must lift himself by himself, and having lifted himself, let him not allow himself to be dragged down. For this self alone is your friend, and indeed this self alone is your enemy. I feel Lord Krishna's words might have inspired Professor K. Bhairappa, the Vice Chancellor of the Mangalore University, who has climbed to the top position with all his dedication and self-determination. If you glance at his resume, you will certainly understand the impact of Krishna's sayings on his life and achievements. Professor Bhairappa is performing his obligatory duties without anxiety to enjoy their fruits, because he has made his sankalpa or determination to deliver the work assigned to him with all dedication. Let me quote Lord Krishna saying in Bhagavad Gita again, know that renunciation of fruit itself is devotion to action, O Pandava, for none can have devotion to action without renouncing sankalpa. Professor K. Bhairappa is a renowned academician and researcher. He has contributed more than 360 research publications in international journals with more than 6,000 citations, and is known as world authority in hydrothermal technology. His famous handbook on hydrothermal technology has become the guide for all the technocrats in the world. Already 2 editions of this great work have been exhausted, and the 3rd edition is in preparation. He is serving on the editorial board of several international journals published from highly reputed international publishers in various capacities. We are proud to mention there is an elected fellow of the Royal Society of Chemistry, London, elected fellow of the World Academy of Ceramics, Italy, and elected fellow of Asia Pacific Academy of Materials, Japan. He is also serving as the Secretary General of Asia Pacific Academy of Materials. His great contribution in the field of science has been duly recognized in India as well as abroad. He is the recipient of Sir C.V. Raman Award for Physical Sciences, Indian Medal from Materials Research Society, and Golden Jubilee Award twice for the best research work from University of Mysore. The most prestigious Sir C.V. Raman Birth Centenary Award was also conferred on him by the Honorable Prime Minister of India in recognition of his contribution in the field of science and technology. I strongly feel that Professor Bhairappa has been serving Mangalore University at the divine instance of Mother Goddess. He has travelled all the way from Mysore, the place blessed by Goddess Chamundeshwari, to the place called Mangalore, which is blessed by Goddess Mangala Devi. With the blessings of Almighty, Professor Bhairappa is involved in several innovative programs with multidisciplinary approach to promote Mangalore University at the international level as one of the fastest growing universities. For the first time, he has brought more than 2,200 international students on the campus from over 22 countries. Kurt Lewin, famous thinker, has told that if you want to truly understand something, try to change it. Warren Bennis, distinguished professor at the University of Southern California, says that a leader is by definition an innovator. He does things other people have not done or don't do. He does things in advance of other people. He makes new things. He makes old things new. Having learned from the past, he lives in the present with one eye on the future. And each leader puts it all together in a different way. They must be intuitive, conceptual, synthesizing, and artistic. Professor Bhairappa has evolved himself as a leader of such kind, thanks to his determination and dedication. Professor Bhairappa had a brilliant academic career. He had obtained his master's degree from the University of Mysore with distinction. He earned his PhD and postdoctoral work, both from Moscow State University, Russia. He spent around 31 years at the University of Mysore in different capacities before he became the Vice Chancellor of the Mangalore University. He has specializations in material science, nanotechnology, solid state science, crystal growth, chemistry of materials, crystallography, crystal chemistry, experimental mineralogy, and environmental science. He was involved in interdisciplinary research worth 65 crores at the University of Mysore and has successfully guided 20 students for their PhD, and about 8 scholars are currently working under his guidance. His individual contribution to the H-index at the University of Mysore is about 20%, with the most highly cited papers to his credit. He is the founder coordinator of the M.Tech course in Material Science, Center for Material Science and Technology. He was the chief coordinator for the project of university with potential for excellence, and also the coordinator for the center with potential for excellence in a particular area, and also founder director of IQAC at the University of Mysore. Has been recognized as PhD guide in physics, chemistry, material science, earth science, environmental science, biotechnology, and microbiology. After his PhD from Russia, he has worked in several international labs abroad and visited more than 72 countries. I would like to mention some of the innovative initiatives introduced by Professor Bhairappa at Mangalore University. First time in the history, he has introduced University Anthem to unify the minds. He has provided Wi-Fi connectivity in the campus. He has taken precautions to avoid any untoward incidents by implementing high security surveillance system. After upgrading the laboratories, hostels, and the environment in the university campus, he has not forgotten the tiny villages which always suffer from modern facilities. He has introduced village adoption programs to expose the students to the rural problems, planning and development. At the end, I would like to quote the statement of Erma Bombeck, American writer. When I stand before God at the end of my life, I would hope that I would not have a single bit of talent left and could say, I used everything you gave me. If the scientists, administrators, and technocrats think in the similar way, I hope India will progress as one of the superpowers of the world. Professor Bhairappa has plenty of time at his disposal to exhibit his abundant talent for the betterment of society after his tenure at Mangalore University. I wish that he will use his talent in nurturing students and academicians, researchers, and entrepreneurs to enhance their skills in the days to come. I request Professor Bhairappa to spare all his time for the development of skills, which is a need of the hour. The skill means the ability to apply knowledge and use know-how to complete tasks and solve problems. Professor Bhairappa has abundant knowledge and enormous talent in the field of science and technology. He understands the needs of society, even from village level to metro city. I am certain that his innovative findings and valuable suggestions will be well utilized by the country for the benefit of the nation in the coming days. Thanks to one and all.
Friends, it was indeed a privilege for us to listen to Professor N.R. Shetty, Chancellor of the Central University of Karnataka, former Vice Chancellor of Bangalore University, Chairman of the University's Review Commission, and one who has been one of the finest minds in the education scenario in this country, talking to us this evening, talking about the significance of Mangalore University, of these items of infrastructure that have been inaugurated today, as well as the wonderful things that he said about Professor K. Bhairappa, our Vice Chancellor. Professor N.R. Shetty's speech was a combination of the felicitation to the university itself for this wonderful work that it has done, as well as a felicitation to Professor K. Bhairappa. We shall now continue that spirit of the program by requesting Professor Katera Suresh, who is here with us, Honorary Professor, Center for Nano and Soft Matter Sciences, Bengaluru, one of the finest minds in science in our country today, formerly Director of the Raman Institute in Bangalore, an adjunct professor at Mangalore University, giving the benefit of his wisdom to us. He has worked with eminent Nobel laureates in France. He was 25 years abroad. He's a student of the very significant presence in the Indian science scenario, Professor Chandrasekhar FRS, and one who has done such eminent work in his chosen field of liquid crystals and soft matter physics and surface sciences. He's published more than 140 research papers in international journals. Is Joliot-Curie Fellow at the Collège de France in Paris, research scientist at the Dovell-Schlumberger St. Etienne in France, visiting scientist at Carnegie Mellon University, Pittsburgh, USA, director of the Center for Liquid Crystal Research, Bangalore, and many, many other positions that he has held, attributing the very significant contributions that he has made, as a result of which he has been awarded with the prestigious Joliot-Curie Fellowship to do research at the Laboratory Physique in Paris, is the next elected fellow of the National Academy of Sciences, of the Indian National Science Academy, elected president of the Indian Liquid Crystal Society, secretary of the society, chairman of the Program Advisory Committee in Condensed Matter Physics and Material Science to the Government of India, and many, many, many more contributions that he has made. It is indeed a privilege for us to have you, sir, here with us this evening, and may I request you, sir, I'm so sorry, may I request you, sir, to felicitate our Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir.
Thank you for your kind introduction, and with my pranam to the chief guest, Pujya Sri Sri Dr. NIRMALANANDANATHA Mahaswamiji and Sri Sri Dharmapalanath Swamiji, and guest of honor, Professor N.R. Shetty, and guest of honor, Professor Mohan Alva, and Professor Bhairappa, Honorable Vice Chancellor, and Sri Prasanna Kumar Rai, our syndicate member, Professor Nagendra Prakash, Registrar, Professor Khan, Registrar Evaluation, and Dr. Sunita Bhairappa, who has graced the occasion, all faculty members, students, and friends. It's a great pleasure for me to participate in this function, and I would like to thank the Felicitation Committee, particularly Professor Khan, asking me to say a few words on this occasion. I know Professor Bhairappa as a researcher and an academician. I met Professor Bhairappa about 20 years ago when I visited his lab in Mysore University. He and his group, they were synthesizing artificial diamonds under high pressure. You know, artificial diamonds are very, very important for industry. And they were preparing in a small university laboratory this high pressure, very precision diamond thing for industry purpose. They are not like the normal natural diamonds which are for jewelry and so on. But they have the same hardness and then physical properties and all the things which are very, very useful for industry purpose and so on. I was amazed that in such a lab in a university, that he and his group were preparing this very precise diamond things, where I know that many of the laboratories, high pressure labs in the national institutes are not able to prepare. So that is the starting point when I came to know about him. And later on, I came to many of his research work and so on and so forth in the later stages. I will say a few things about his achievements which he has done and his work and so on and so forth. So first of all, he's a well-known person in the work of hardness, thermal properties, and electrical properties of diamonds, which I've already told you. And then he has also done some very important work in the processing of materials using hydrothermal and supercritical fluid technologies. You see? And processing of materials under mild hydrothermal conditions, under which they have grown diamond and the other high melting crystals in relatively low temperature, low pressure conditions, and so on and so forth. Other significant work in metal oxides, graphene, and nanoparticles. You see, Professor Bhairappa's another famous work is in the discovery of high ionic conductivity in mixed phosphates. This is then the first work and really a very famous discovery and so on and so forth. The other thing, he has done a lot of work in treating this wastage from industries, you know, effluents and so on, which is normally left to rivers and seas. So they did a lot of work in treating them and degradation of various toxic materials using photocatalytic metal oxides and so on and so forth. His pioneering work in single crystal X-ray, it's a long work which has been doing for the many, many years, is all very important in organic and inorganic complex materials and so on. So, in all this work which he has carried out in the last 38 to 40 years has resulted in many, many publications. His first publication was in 1981, and now nearly 400 papers have been published, and they are all in very reputed journals, and they have been cited more than 6,000 times, you see. So, he has written 10 books and about 40 book chapters or so on. Most of the books are very well cited and published very, very important publications. You see, I will just tell a few of them. Handbook of Hydrothermal Energy, first edition, 500 pages. And then the same book, second edition, 870 pages. And the third book, you see, which he has written, which is Springer Handbook of Crystal Growth, 1,857 pages, you see. And I wonder how he finds time to write all these books and so on and so forth. So this is the research and accomplishment as far as he is concerned. And for that, naturally, he has got many awards, honors, and so on and so forth. You see? First of all, I would say that his PhD work, you know, coming from Mysore or Mysore University to get admission to Moscow University, Moscow State University, itself is a very prestigious thing. He did his PhD in the Moscow State University and postdoc work in the Moscow State University and so on. You see, we people, we are mostly biased from Western countries. We know about Cambridge, we know about Oxford, Stanford, Harvard and so on. We don't know much about Moscow State. We don't hear, you see. But very famous people like Landau, Kapitsa, Mendeleev, all these people have some relation in Moscow State University. It's very credible that Professor Bhairappa did his PhD in Moscow State University for a very long time. And that culture has stayed with him for a very long time. After his PhD, he returned to Mysore University and joined the geology department and start continuing his work. That is where he did all this, many of this important work and so on and so forth. And then he published some important results, as I already told you, and with all these started getting awards and so on and so forth. You see? So there are several awards. There is a list of them. In fact, the awards are all given in this invitation at the back of this, but let me tell you a few of the things. The most prestigious award was given to him in 2009 he was elected as academician, you see, World Academy of Ceramics. This is a very prestigious academy, which is already world well known, based in Italy and so on, and he was one of the very few people who has got elected as the academician for this particular academy. Another very prestigious award, which he got last year, he was elected as the fellow of the Asia Pacific Academy of Materials. It is known as APAM, you see. And then a prestigious academy, though it is based in Japan and say Asian, but it covers the countries like India, Korea and all those things. But also it has associates with Russia and then Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Turkey and so on. Very important thing as far as material people is concerned, and he was elected fellow last year and so on and so forth. Anyway, there are a lot of list of records. But let me tell you one thing which he got last year. That is the C.V. Raman Birth Centenary Gold Medal Award for the Indian Science Congress. Indian Science Congress is a very important conference that is going on every year. This conference is already 100 years old, and it is always held in the month of January. And the most important thing, this is the only conference which is attended by the Prime Minister of India. This has started from Jawaharlal Nehru, and it is a tradition, and then Prime Minister attended this Indian Science Congress. It is held in different places and so on and so forth. And last year, he got this gold medal, C.V. Raman Birth Centenary Gold Medal, and the award was given by the Honorable Prime Minister, Narendra Modi himself. I think you have seen the photos and all those things. It's really an honor to the Mangalore University itself. And I can tell you another thing, that he is the second Kannadiga to get this award after Professor C.N.R. Rao, which is really, very recognizable thing, and so on and so forth. So he has also been elected as the Fellow of the Royal Society for Chemistry and so on, which I will not go into detail. Many, many things here, they are all listed and so on. And moreover, as already Professor Shetty has pointed out, he has been an associate editor, chief editor, associate chief editor, and of many leading international journals published by Elsevier, Taylor Francis, and so on and so forth. So with all this research, academic recognition, he's a hardcore researcher, scientist, and so on. I was surprised when he heard that he's going to become the Vice Chancellor of Mangalore University. Because the Vice Chancellorship, according to me, is something very different, where a researcher, academician cannot sort of manage. This was my impression. Because you see, it's a university, you have to deal with large number of students, large number of faculty, there is an interference from the public, there is an interference from the politicians, all kind of stuff. So how do you do that? So at this point, I was wondering how he's going to manage these things and so on. Something that my father told me, when I was saying, struck me. This is, our country got the republic in 1952. It became a republic in 1952. And the first president was Dr. Rajendra Prasad. The first vice president was Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan. The amazing thing was, everybody was surprised. How come Dr. Radhakrishnan has accepted the vice presidency? Because he is known as a great teacher, as an academician. Now he is getting into something where he has to deal with the ministers, MPs, and so on. Anyway, after that, he also became the president of India. You see, that was even more surprising. But the grace and dignity with which Professor Radhakrishnan managed, we all know about it. This is what my father told me. But in our own generation, we know of another person, Dr. Abdul Kalam. Dr. Abdul Kalam is a technocrat. You see, he is a person who was responsible for rockets, missiles, and so on and so forth. You see, he is the person who is behind this our atomic bomb explosion in Pokhran, Paramanu, all those things. A person who is a hardcore technologist, who is a scientist, when he was offered the president, and he accepted it also, it was a very, very surprising thing. So similarly, it is possible there are some talented people who can manage this. So like that, Professor Bhairappa has managed with his academic qualification, research and so on, to be a good, able Vice Chancellor of Mangalore University. But he had an advantage, I can tell you that. He became the Vice Chancellor of Mangalore University in the city of Mangalore, or Dakshina Kannada. We all know about Dakshina Kannada. Here, there is something special in this soil in Mangalore. You see, here the people are very different.
There's a lot of work culture, commitment and so on in this place. So you see the achievements of these people in Dakshina Kannada. You see, so many banks, so many education institutes. Canara Bank, Syndicate Bank, Vijaya Bank, Karnataka. Has any other district produced these things? And education institutes, so many education institutes. So this is a wonderful place. This is very different, very unique. To become a vice chancellor of that place, I don't think he had much problem because the people had that commitment, sincerity and so on. I think he managed it very well and so on and so on. Okay? So this is thing. And he accepts this. And of course, we all know that he managed with great dignity, grace and so on. And we all know the achievements and so on and so on. Now, the other thing what I want to tell you is, once he became the vice chancellor of thing, the whole research and other culture changed here. You see, something it became more and more academic and things like that. In fact, I was thinking that a very big difference between Mangalore University, for that matter, it has a tradition and so on, and some other university. For example, he did not become the vice chancellor of Jawaharlal University, New Delhi. Jawaharlal University, New Delhi, every day there is a strike, every day there is a bandh, there is every day arrest, all kind of stuff. It is very, very difficult. But Mangalore University is very different. Therefore, once he became the vice chancellor, he also undertook a lot of research activities and so on and so forth. You see, now the result is that I heard, or I know that, more or less after he took over as vice chancellor, there was, every month there was a conference or symposium, workshop, something like that. You see, so many academic activities. In fact, I myself participated in 3 conferences and symposiums in recent time. One was in Pilikola, which is organized by the Inspire DST program and so on. The second one was a workshop which was organized in the physics department. This is by the 3 academies of India to bring out education to the college students and so on, which was organized in the physics department. And just recently in the month of January, there was an international conference which was organized by Professor Narayana in the physics department. This international conference on material science and biology was a wonderful conference. It attracted a lot of eminent people from all over the world, Australia, Japan, UK, USA, South Korea, and so on and so forth. Very well organized and things like that. The second thing is that his improvement over these colleges and so on, which are subsidy. For example, University College Mangalore, or University PG Center Madikeri, or Research Center in Belapu, another place and so on, Postgraduate Center in Chikkaluvara and so on. In all these things, some teaching, some research was going on, but with his encouragement, with his input, and with his inspiration, I think all these things, the research level went up. I don't know much about these 2 places, but certainly I know about Chikkaluvara. Chikkaluvara is in Kodagu district, in one part of the Kodagu district. But actually what has happened is, its proximity is more to Hassan and then KR Nagar and so on and so forth, Arakulgod and things like that. The students who come there are really from a very rural background. But still, you see, I had the occasion to visit there. It is improving like anything. You see, for example, it has a very dedicated teachers who are really doing a wonderful job, and with addition to teaching in that far off, remote place, they are also undertaking research, mainly because of the guidance of Professor Bhairappa and so on. So much so, in that there is not, most of the time there is no power, power cut off. You can imagine in a remote place. With all that, they have been doing some research. And I was very happy to see in this international conference that I mentioned, you see, some people came and made presentation of posters, very good work, wonderful work from such places. So this is the type of research which has come out, and all because of Professor Bhairappa's inspirations and so on and so forth. Then within this campus, I don't have to tell about this, you see, that all those things. So much of improvement. We have just released so many buildings and other things, and there's a list again, achievements. Here it says, new initiatives as Vice Chancellor, plenty of them and so on. I will not go into detail of that. But even if somebody comes, a new person, he'll be amazed to see that fountain, Raman fountain, which is there, and then the entrance to the Mace University and so on. You may say it is just glamour or show, but this is important. For a person who comes, you see, for example, when I go to Harvard University or when I go to Stanford University, the first thing that I saw, the first impression is something appearance, you see. So this is very important that has been brought here, and he has given rise to all these things, which raises the visibility, image of the university and so on and so forth. Anyway, now a stage has come where he is completing his tenure as Vice Chancellorship. With his energy, with his enthusiasm, with his background of reason and so on, I am sure he is going to take up some other assignment. You see, whichever assignment he takes, I really wish him that a very bright future, and I am sure he will succeed at it. At the same time, the Mangalore University, which has a track record to be one of the best universities in India, I hope it will continue in that tradition and to be at the top of universities in India. Thank you very much.